Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Mr. JP and the game is Out of Ore. Thank you everyone for joining me. Nice to see you all. The subscriber list is slowly increasing, which is nice to see. If you haven't already, please give me a subscribe or a like, or if you don't like, at least say why, so we can improve the quality of the viewing. And yeah, information is handy, so it's always worth having a subscription to the channels about Out of Ore, because there's not many people really covering it. So over here at the moment is my current layout, which it might be about to get destroyed. We'll see. Which is attached to this hopper down here, and I've built this new hopper over here because I wanted to pick up my turnaround times. So I jump into the loader. This is the 510 model, which I've been rather enjoying. Give it a quick fuel up. So to fuel up a vehicle, because some people have been saying about this on the Discord, just press Q, go to vehicle options, which is on the far left hand side of the rather hidden scroll bar here that takes you through all the options. Click on vehicle options, brings up this menu. Click refuel from fuel station. As long as you're close enough, you can see that white line that's linking the fuel when I put my mouse over it. And you're full, assuming you've got cash. Don't forget the cash. And on the subject of cash, lithium is the earner. It really does pay. Really does pay. Excuse me coughing away and quietly snuffling myself to death, but it is cold, wet drizzle in the UK, and it has affected my sinuses, along with other things. So yeah, to build this hopper, I pretty much went in with the excavator and just dug a trench, and you can now dig trenches with excavators, which is very nice. Attached a riser to it, which is the conveyor up, and got the machine here. So containers are all empty, ready for the test, which is nice. And so I've been working this seam here, and another day, another hot fix, by the way. Last night, about 6ish, Christian, the developer, came out with a digging improvements hot fix. There's now landscaping tools. There's a few minor things been improved. It's all very nice, very smooth, hence why the excavator hole is looking so pretty. And the digging is much smoother than it was before. You've still got those halts and hang-ups when your bucket sort of digs in, which is nice, because that's a realistic thing, realistic feel. And so yeah, hopefully this new hopper will speed up my turnaround times when taking out the rest of this step of the mine. So we'll just see what's in this corner. I don't know if that grey stuff up there is lithium or platinum. Not lithium or platinum. Platinum or just magnetite or something similar. Bullseye. So take a couple of scoops of it and quickly find out, and then we'll get on with the true purpose of the video, which was to get out and test some bulldozer. I tested the dumper truck as well, by the way, and it's much more usable. It's got some funny effects working on it. It needs some work, but yeah, definite progress with the dumper. Definite progress. So I'll park that one up there. Get up here where I've been prepping up the area a little. I've gone across this with the roller a few times just to smoothen it up, because using the dozer can be a little bit fun. So I bought the Legal bulldozer just for, I don't know, variety's sake. I like the paint scheme. It's not that different from the others. They used to be red, but there we go. So when starting off in the dozer, when you first buy it, you'll find it's like already on the fuel warning light. You have to raise the rear hook and the blade, and when you drop it in somewhere a little bit away from where you're working. Sometimes blade used to dig in, I don't know if it still does, but that can cause a little bit of a annoyance, shall we say. So yeah, I'm just going to work some of this material down into this hole and create a ramp down, sort of, and in. So I'm going to back it up here. In this scenario, I haven't rolled, so this may go badly. I don't know yet. I'm just going to dig in the blade and see what goes on. Okay, that's better. The blade tilt is manual now for those who have been playing the original that had the assist mode on it. So right shift and right control are your friends on the keyboard and mouse. I play out of awe on the keyboard and mouse at the moment. I have some peripherals that I want to play with, but I haven't got around to setting them up or setting up somewhere to sit to play with them, since joysticks require a certain posture. And currently I do most of my gaming while sat on the floor, keyboard in the lap style. Turned into a bit of a habit after surgery recently. So, work some of this material out. As you can see, there are seams behind me, hence why I'm just running along, working this down this way. I know that not much is going down into the hopper at the moment, but that will change. That's what all this material is about. Just creating my own ramp. Some material's making it. I just saw the drum start turning, so there it goes again. It's obviously rolling down. I've been wondering how far you can roll stuff down slopes. This is the start of that finding out. They roll slowly down and trickle in and fall in. Excellent. So, this works, which is nice. Now we know this, the next stage is probably going to be mining and tunnelling to create these underseams, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, backwards and forwards with the bulldozer, and the trick is not to take too much. Don't get greedy. Just gently cut. And you want to keep moving forwards, because otherwise things reform in front of you, and that can get a little hectic at times. Because this is all overburdened, I'm not worried about any spill that goes off to the right there. It'll effectively form a handy wall to push stuff in from back here along. So this is about terraforming. I haven't been using the terrain modifying tools yet. Out of Awe's about modifying terrain yourself. I can see how they're useful in the early game. If you can't afford the roller, or if you don't want to use the roller because it's boring and slow as hell, then the terrain modifying tools are probably your best bet for getting things done, smoothed out. I may well use the smoothing tool on road areas when the dumper truck keeps dumping its load everywhere, which appears to be the hobby of it. Hopefully that'll improve a bit once it's been worked on a bit more. As I say, I do think the dumper possibly needs a little bit of work, but that was a wasted push, but I was playing with blade angle, so. Yeah, you see I've gone quite deep and the load's building up on the front, and I think there's a limited amount of these balls that can be around at a time. So doing that effectively is possibly deleting dirt, I don't know. I do know that, as you can see, it runs along and smooths out very much better than it used to. It gives you a nice smooth run to run along, which is good. I do like the action on the new version. It's very nice. Very nice update hotfix. Working very nicely so far. It's always good when it doesn't die on you first thing. That's a great sign. Because this is the beta development version, whichever you want to know it by. And so we playing this, not only doing early access, we're doing early access and finding the things that are interesting. And I think, well, the developer's been doing an amazing job, to be honest. He's on it within hours when there's a problem. Or if someone's got a good suggestion that like needs to be there. So yeah, hats off for that. It's not something we see every day from developers. Got used to some pretty shady shenanigans from some, so yeah. To get accolades from me as a developer takes a bit of work, and Christian's done very well. But yeah, the game's performance is superior to how it has been. Frame rate is very nice. I'll get a decent amount onto this dozer blade by actually concentrating on what I'm doing, and just check that out. Do a little shove to there, because then I'll hit a pile on this next time. But yeah, I'm not seeing frame rate drops very often. I've had occasional ones after a long time gaming, and I checked out via the Windows Task Manager, and there was a fair amount of load going on my graphics processors and my PCU. Sorry, GPU. But that's to be expected at the moment. The game's pretty complex. You look at all the things that are being modelled here, so that has to be taken into account. But yeah, I like it. I do like it. I like it very much. It's been eating a lot of my time. Other games play has been suffering a little, even though I'm trying to keep it up. But the other games I'm trying to play are massive. And they require concentration, and they're a bit of a challenge to film as well, to be honest. Challenges of the YouTuber and the gamer who wants to film their gaming, it can be pretty awkward, and sometimes the footage makes me feel pretty ill, so I'm sorry about that, guys. But anyone who's had problems with me and camera angles, it's yeah, I'm a trained electronics engineer and carpet fitter. Camera angles never came into it. I'm learning, but it's hard work. Getting it right whilst gaming takes a bit of practice. You sort of have to game and think, if I was running the camera, how would I put my camera, and stuff like that. And yeah, Hitchcock I am not. Mr. JP is definitely not Alfred Hitchcock II. More like Stanley Shaker. Yeah, this appears to be getting some progress down. I'm moving some material, which is quite nice. I'm liking it, and I'm moving it in a way which is a little more controlled than previously, which is good. It was a bit all or nothing before, and now you can take a gentle skim and raise the bucket a little, like bucket blade, and just keep pushing the material out and over, which is what dozers do. And back up a bit to where I started raising out, and go in again. Sometimes doesn't bite, if that makes sense, even with the tilt full forward, so that may need a little touching up. I'll have a bit more of a play and didn't make a decision about that one. Might be a matter of skill, like the loader. Using the loader properly requires a certain amount of skill. Yeah, there's now sizable amounts of material going down into there, so that's a nice thing to see. Excites the miner in me. We all like volume, we all like throughput, we all like cycles per second, or minute, depending on how you're calculating things out. A little bit of overspill onto the other side, doesn't matter, I'll just knock it in with a loader later. More material in from this angle. This is going rather well for one of my experiments. Normally these things I'd be sort of, I'd run into a problem by now, but this is working really nicely. I'm quite happy about this. Quite happy. I know I don't really sound it, but that's because these days if I get excited about anything my chest hurts, which is making life a little bit dull. But yeah, no, I am enjoying it, don't worry. It's good fun, good clean fun. Well, I say clean fun, I'm digging a hole in a load of mud, so it's not that clean, but hey, the big kid in me is loving playing in the dirt. And it's been nice, because we were waiting for these updates, like this updated version, for a little while, a couple of months, so yeah, no, it's good. This is really good. Good fun. And yeah, making steady progress into the landscape. Try cutting from a little bit further back now. See whether I can run material a longer distance. There comes a point where this kind of material running is probably longer than digging a hole and putting in a new hop from machine, but trees. Now I'm stuck on my own ramp. Right, there we go. You see what I mean about when you stop, it just all builds up. Now I'm really stuck, right? There we go. Kind of handy build up, so I don't want to go any more that way. I mean, I've just got the blade tilted at a slight angle into the hill, as it were, just to try and level things up a little, because otherwise everything you're bulldozing sort of falls to the right at the moment. But that's starting to change now, where I'm properly digging in. Yeah, just there, I've angled it over to the right again. Just until the bodywork of the dozer shows a bit of a more level situation. That was a handy skimmer. So yeah, this is working rather nicely. Rather nicely. I love the details on the models. After a little while when you're using them, they dirty up as well, which, you know, a little bit of weathering, we all love it. Didn't like that interaction with that tree, but never mind. I built that up deliberately because I was getting into a bit of a situation where you might end up with your nose of your dozer and going square into the hopper and not being able to back out. This happened to me before, so I'm not letting it happen again. So I'm just going to build up some more material in front of the hopper to act as a ramp, effectively, to allow the material from the dozer to drop off into the hopper, rather than ending up bulldozing uphill to the hopper, which has happened to me before. Top again. Start at the top and work your way down appears to be the most effective method, but everyone's got their own way. Seems to be the blade that, or the front end of the vehicle that does damage to the trees. So if you find yourself wedged against a tree you can't destroy, back up, try again. The blade slightly lower normally does the job, especially with the loaders, because you can get the blade over the top of these small bushes and get wedged. Considering what I'm doing to the train, I think I can actually hear Greta Thunberg screaming at me. That and the amount of diesel I'm using. I know there's rich stuff I'm burying under there, but I'll get it back out in a bit. That was a bit of a kick. What went on there? I see. It appears to be the little balls can get under the blade and flick you up, so that's what's doing that. Interesting. Good caught on it. So yeah, dozers are a slow, long game, but they do move a lot of material eventually. But yeah, I'm pretty sure bulldozers destroy the value of the lithium. I'm pretty sure it deleted everything that I went through then. So this is probably an inadvisable tactic unless, like myself, you're just going for a bit of depth, which is what I'm after here. Out of the channel there. There we go. Going over terrain in the bulldozer can be a little awkward at times. A couple more cuts and then I'll see how it's doing in the machine side. How much is actually being retrieved. It'll be mainly soil obviously, but never know, might get a surprise. Perhaps I should have gone into this with the loader, but never mind. JP's doing the scooping in front of the hopper thing again. Tactic. unlike an even evil minion, which is a bad tic-tac. Yeah, but there we go. Come on, get out. So I can actually make a cut in at the back here. Discord's lively. Guess friends of mine have just woken up. Metaphorically or in reality. Should have to go and check that out in a bit. Just do a few more. It's addictive, this dozing, by the way. We'll warn you now, it's like terrain modifying chocolate. You just end up keep on going. It's one more push. But it's the same as the loader's hole, just one more bucketful. They've all got their tendencies. Bulldozer definitely doesn't like dozing downhill. Definitely going to have to come in with the loader. But it does open up a hole well. So, look at a vehicle and press the inventory slot number that you want it to go into. And it's back in the inventory, which is nice and handy. Do like that trick. Let's see what we've got from that. So these are the storage and sale modules, or storage modules now rather. And we got 290 lithium, which seems a bit low. A little bit of platinum, a little bit of bauxite, and a little bit of magnetite out on one side. And in the other storage container we have 3.6k of dirt and a tiny piece of pay dirt. Sell the lot. 2.5k for the dirt, 13 for the pay dirt, about the same for the magnetite and the bauxite, nearly 10k for that little bit of platinum, and 500,000 for that little bit of lithium. Lithium's the earner. So yeah, it looks like for now I'm going to be back to loader shenanigans and dropping stuff into this hopper again. Finishing cleaning out this corner, I reckon. Might have to go and get a vehicle and go around there and clean that hopper front. Just see how this goes. Oh, that's better after all that dozing. So yeah, varying up the jobs that you're doing can be kind of useful to still be getting a little bit sick of them, I guess would be the best way of putting it. Oops. Yeah, might not have been the worst things to have happen actually. Can't get out. There we go. And a bit of entertainment. Just a load of acrobatics. Always fun. But yeah, the digging action is just so much smoother now. You can get pull bucket pulls just like that nearly all the time, which I love. I think that's great. The bucket angle is now a lot more important than it used to be, and if it's wrong, you'll just hang up and come to a halt like I did in that one. It's still nice. I like it. I do like it a lot. The dirt's behaving a lot better as well. It's a lot easier to get clean cuts and nice clean faces and see what you're digging, which don't know about anyone else, but I kind of appreciate. Adds to the satisfaction of the game. So we've put a couple of bucketfuls in there. I'm just going to drive this out of the way because I'll probably come in after the filming with the roller, because that's pretty dull. I've got another hopper sat there that I can use for when I start cutting this lower level out for fast turnarounds as well, which is very handy. So let's park that up there. A bit more pay dirt this time, very little dirt as you see, and then magnetite and bauxite, 110 lithium and 12 platinum. That's just 2 bucketfuls. Yeah. There you have it, another 200,000. So yeah, I'm liking this new hotfix. Other people probably aren't. It's good, in my opinion. Let's just see if I can clean this hopper up a bit. Here she comes. Uh-oh. That was unexpected. Okay, black ground for airdrops. Black ground for airdrops. Remember that one. I'm not good with the excavators yet, by the way. Not enough practice. Used them about 3 times in this reiteration. I used them a bit in the older version, but even there they weren't my favourite tool to go in with, as you can see. Still, it's doing what I need it to do, so that was to clear up that face a little. get out there before I get into real trouble. There we go. So. It's very handy. Very, very handy. So yeah, up here I've been messing around. We've got a new recycle function, by the way, which is useful. And up here I've got this hopper and platform that I've been using for digging into here. I'll probably continue using it. I think I'll leave it there. So yeah, anyway, as I say, once we actually get some gaming aspects into the game, I think things are going to be good. It's all going to be good. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope some of that is a useful look at some of the things that different methods that you're thinking about using. And I'll catch you in my next video. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and have a brilliant day. Goodbye for now.